Welcome back to day 4 and our final baking day for my Christmas cookie boxes. And we're starting off with the recipe I'll be putting in my boxes every single year. These are my Blossom cookies where one dough makes 4 different flavors. And honestly, Blossom cookies are probably my favorite Christmas cookie. And once we've made our base dough, it's split into 4 smaller bowls. We have peanut butter and flour to make our classic peanut butter dough, and then cocoa powder and milk to make a chocolate dough. Just a little extra flour to make a sugar cookie dough, and then molasses, ginger, cinnamon, and flour to make a gingerbread dough. And then the peanut butter and gingerbread dough are rolled in granulated sugar, and then the chocolate dough is rolled in chocolate sprinkles, and then the sugar cookie dough is rolled in colorful sugar sprinkles. And make sure you have those Hershey's Kisses ready so you can press them in right when the cookies are fresh. I'm using Reese's cups for the peanut butter cookies, but what's going on with these this year? Do they not just taste like chemicals? I think they'll be okay once they're pressed into the cookie, but they're definitely cutting corners over there or something. But back to the cookies, it makes the most satisfying giant batch. I love this recipe so much. Now moving on to these brown butter M&M chocolate chip cookies. I'm using my white chocolate macadamia nut cookie recipe, but swapping the nuts and the white chocolate with semi-sweet chocolate chips and holiday M&Ms. I also like to use a mix of mini and regular chips, and also mini and regular M&Ms, just to give these cookies a little bit of texture and variety. And if any of the sides bake a little wonky, I just use a fork to nudge it all back in place, and then we top with sea salts and let these cool. They're just so rich and buttery and delicious, and we also make them all over again. I'm not making that same mistake I did on day 2 with making a double batch in one go. We're just not doing that again. And I mentioned I was going to replace that double batch with some spice cookies. However, I really want to make some snowball cookies, but we're going to replace the pecans with pistachios. It's definitely an underrated cookie. I haven't had them in so long, but they're so easy to make, and I wanted like a powdered sugar element to my cookie boxes, and we lost that with the raspberry cookies. So now we're replacing it with this. They're tossed in powdered sugar once they're warm, and then once they've cooled, you toss them again to get a nice thick layer. And this is it. We made it to the end. Well, at least the end of baking, because tomorrow we are putting these all together.